Maxwell House Coffee presents Good News of 1938. Another hour behind the scenes in Hollywood, brought to you by Maxwell House Coffee from the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Studios, home of the screen's greatest stars. So imagine yourself with us on stage 30. Tonight, we welcome as our special guest Miss Joan Crawford. You'll also hear Fanny Brice and Hanley Stafford, Frank Morgan, Douglas McPhail, and Meredith Willson. I'm yours. Meredith starts the program with a new tune called Something Tells Me.
Something tells me I'm falling in love. Something tells me you're sent from above. Not the stars or the man in the moon. So I'm certain they set the stage and open a curtain. Something tells me my waiting is through. I hope something is telling you true. Something whispers that we'll never part. And something tells me it's my heart. Something tells me I'm falling in love. Something tells me you're sent from above. Not the stars or the man in the moon. So uncertain they set the stage and pull the curtain. This is why I know I'm certain. Something tells me my waiting is through. I hope something is telling you true. Something whispers that we'll never part. So I'll be waiting, calculating, till a little something comes along and tells me it's my heart.
And here's your host for the evening, Robert Young.
Thank you, Ted. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have a swell program for you tonight, and I know you're going to enjoy it. Wait a minute.
What?
What's going on, Frank?
Hello, Bob. Hello, Meredith. Well, you can go right ahead and start. I'm ready to sing.
You're going to sing? Why?
Well, by popular demand. You know, I was a sensation when I sang that song last week. Well, I must have received at least 40,000 telegrams from my admirers.
How many?
40. Well, I guess there's about 5,000.
5,000 telegrams from your admirers?
Well, anyway, I got a postcard from my brother.
Oh, that's fine. Your brother liked your singing.
No, he didn't like it at all, Bob. In fact, he was the one who begged me not to become a singer.
Well, Frank, nobody can say you're not a loyal brother.
I've got... Oh, sure. Well, what do you mean? Bob, when it comes to singing, Morgan bows to no man. Who do you think invented bel canto? Who do you think invented pear-shaped tones? Who do you think was the first man to touch high C without bending his knees? Francisco Morgano of La Scala, known to you, my Neanderthal friend, as Frank Morgan the Clown. That's Pagliacci.
Frank, are you trying to give people the impression you were in grand opera?
Son, or possibly I should say figlio, I was grand opera. No opera was ever written in which I did not play the leading role. I'll never forget the opening night of La Juive at the Metropolitan. The Diamond Horseshoe was crowded to the gunnels. With the cream of the elite, if I may mix a metaphor.
Yeah, well, mix me one too, Frank. Easy on the soda.
Yes, with plenty of Angostura. That's a family plug. As I finished the last thrilling note of the big arioso in Act One, with the violin screaming underneath me, pandemonium broke loose. The Blue Bloods forgot convention. Mrs. Vanderpool ripped the pearls from her throat and dashed them on the floor of her box. Mrs. Stuyvesant hurled her diamond stomacher into the air. 40,000 voices screamed for Morgano.
They wanted you to come back, huh?
Wanted me? They dared me. They don't appreciate opera in this country, Bob. I had to go back to Milano, where singing is valued at its true worth.
Now, just a minute, Francisco. Don't tell me you managed to fool the people in Milano.
I certainly did. I mean, why should I fool anybody? I studied under the greatest master in all Italy, Scipinelli. One of those cases where the pupil outshone the master.
You're comparing yourself to Spinelli?
Is it possible, Filio, that your ear is so ill-trained, your taste so coarse, you think that Scipinelli had a finer voice than mine?
Why, there's no comparison. His high notes were like a nightingale.
Yeah.
He trilled like a meadowlark.
Uh-huh.
His lower register was like the notes of a thrush. Why, Scipinelli could do anything a bird could do.
Could he lay an egg? Now, listen, Bob, a man of your staggering musical ignorance would be born and quartered in Milano. Why, in Milano, Morgano was the idol of the populace. In fact, I was the idol most of the time. But that was before my big success in La Tosca. After that, I played in Traviata, I sang in La Boheme, and in Faust, I did Thais, Rigoletto, Carmen.
Who played the title role in Carmen?
I did. I always play the title role.
Oh. Frank, you're slipping. Do you mean to tell me you played the cigarette girl in the opera?
Well, she wasn't bad. I did better with the barmaid in the saloon across the street. Oh, you mean the cigarette girl in Carmen?
Yeah.
Oh, well, with Carmen, I had the same rule as with all my other beautiful leading women. Our relations were strictly business until the curtain came down.
I'll bet you were terrific, all right.
Oh, that's about it, Bob. When I was singing at Milano, I used to get 50,000 lira a night.
Yeah, well, that's reasonable. But if you were so sensational, Frank, why did you give up your operatic career?
Oh, yes. Well, it's a very natural question, my boy, and the answer is rather a paradox. But the fact is, I was getting too much money. I had to quit.
No. Take it easy, Frank.
Now, Bob, if I'm not telling the truth, I hope Meredith Willson's hair falls out.
Oh, no.
Here's the way it was. They were paying me this enormous sum of money because people wouldn't come to the opera unless Francisco Morgano was the star. Naturally, to make a profit, the impresario had to shave expenses in other directions. I began doubling in important roles. For instance, one night I had to sing both ends of the bull in Carmen. But things went from bad to worse until one night came the finish.
I'm breathless.
A capacity audience came to hear me do Lucia. 9 members of the cast had been dismissed, so I had to sing their roles. The conductor had been fired, too, so I had to run back and forth between the stage and the pit to lead the band. I had to sing the famous sextet, all 6 voices at once. And I wouldn't have had any trouble with that except the flute player fainted, and I had to play his instrument out of the side of my mouth.
That must have slowed you up a bit.
No, it didn't slow me up, but believe me, at the end of the performance, my hands were certainly blistered.
Your hands?
Well,
how'd you get your hands blistered?
You just try pulling one of those curtains up and down for bows.
Ah, Frank, I believe the whole thing is a figment of your imagination.
Bob, never raise your fist until you're ready to strike. Would you like to hear me dish out a little opera?
Well, if you can dish it out, I certainly can take it.
Well, you're going to get it. Meredith?
Yes, Frank?
Now, let me see, Meredith. Can you fake Vesti la Juba in the key of G?
I can fake anything, Frank.
Yes?
I'm the greatest faker in the world.
I know. Well, just let me have it, please. Maestoso cantabile con molto espressione.
Okay, I'll do it for you on the piano, Frank.
Yes, and I'm not only going to sing this famous aria in the original Italian, but I will positively translate it into flawless English as I go along. Maestro? Vesti la Juba. Well, that means button up your vest. It's very cold in Italy. E la faccia in farina. Well, that's Italian for a little more cream on my farina. La gente paga e ride solo qua. Well, now, la gente paga, that means pogo stick. A ride volo qua. Well, the whole thing means to ride a polo stick is very pleasant. I don't know what that has to do with the story, but anyway, just continue, Meredith. Hey, la Cina, Cina vola colombina.
Now, wait a minute, Frank. The laugh doesn't come in there.
I know, but I was thinking of a little Italian joke. I can't help it. Re di pagliaccio, poi the same thing in English.
Crazy, crazy,